Yeah, frontal bone. So your chances of mistaking it, you know, for this or for this is essentially zero. So then you should know, well, let's just flash to the bones first. But here's the margin where the parietals articulate, so say with parietals, and then also the joint that is formed, the coronal suture, and so on. And then this is the ethmoidal notch. That's where the crista galli of the ethmoid bone projects into the cranial cavity. So things like that should be known. Okay, so what would you say that this is? The parietal bone. It's a parietal bone. It is possible to tell one from another, but I'm not going to, I think, require it to tell left from right. This happens to be a left parietal bone. This way is anterior. And it's just a matter of knowing the proportions of the different and the patterns of the different margins. This is the one that's involved with the frontal and the coronal suture. You see now this is obviously lateral. That's where the squamous temporal articulates. So that's established as lateral. Here, that's where the bregma is. So you notice the right angle they meet at? You don't see that kind of a right angle back over here. So that means that this has to be forward. So, but you should know this is a parietal, and then you have to know with frontal, with other parietal, with temporal, and with occipital. And then the bregma forms here, and the lambda forms here. That's what replaces the posterior fontanelle. The bregma forms here to replace the anterior fontanelle. And then here is where the pterion forms. And
can you show me where? Where?
Here.
Oh.
And here's where the asterion forms. And we can go over this again. I think the emphasis right now should just be to show the bones, first of all. We can start doing details after that.
Sure.
Okay, so now, see, here's the other parietal. This is the right parietal. And then here, what is this? That's right, the foramen magnum is the whole. So which bone is this? That's right, it's got to be the occipital bone. So now, what's that? The basioccipital, the basal portion of the occipital, the part that's in front of the foramen magnum. This articulates with the sphenoid bone over here. And then, what are these bones over here? The occipital condyles. So what are these regions over here? The condylar parts of the occipital. Okay.
Where's the condylar? Show it again.
Basal occipital, condylar parts of the occipital with occipital condyles. Those bulges of the occipital condyles. They articulate with the atlas vertebra. Okay. Then what's this? It begins with an S.
Squamous.
Okay, this is the squama, right over here. Formed from the fusion of the supraoccipital and upward, the two interparietal bones. What articulates here? Parietals. At which suture?
Lambdoid?
That's right, lambdoid suture. Okay, and then it's temporal bone over here. We'll get to that. Okay, so let's look at, okay, let's make it this. What is that?
Sphenoid.
Yeah, that's sphenoid. This is the one I photographed, you know, so this is exactly that, you have this exactly, you know, in the photographs. So this is anterior. What is that? Opening. No.
Isn't that the nasal thing?
This
The
is
air
right,
sinuses.
right, air sinuses. This is right behind the nasal cavity. This is the back wall of the nasal cavity here. And those are, these two holes are sphenoid air sinuses. That hole and the one on the other side of the midline are the openings of the sphenoid air sinuses. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So over here, you see the two openings of the sphenoid air size.
Mhm.
What is that?
Superior orbital fissure,
Say again?
the orbital fissure.
What is this? That's the orbital fissure, superior orbital fissure. Notice shaped like a teardrop.
Mhm.
It's generically, it's a foramen, but because it's a regular shape, it's called a fissure. And then, okay, this is the superior orbital fissure. What is the opening just medial to it over there?
Optic canal.
Correct. The optic canal. That's the optic canal. You see that?
I'm seeing the difference.
Oh, so it's next to.
Yeah, it's medial to it. Okay, and then this is where it comes out over there, in the posterior. This is anterior, of course. All of this is in the back of the eye socket over here. The optic canal and the superior orbital fissure open into the eye socket. Okay, so now what is that opening? This opening over there.
Inferior.
No, the inferior orbital fissure is in between bones rather than being in a bone. It's round.
Rotunda.
Correct. The foramen rotundum. So look at the, now on an exam, I'll put a pipe cleaner in it if I ask the foramen rotundum. And then I will show it around first of all. And then anybody who wants to look at it with the pipe cleaner out can remove it.
That's how you're going to do it on test?
Yeah.
On the quizzes?
When I ask a foramen, the question will be, for part A, identify this aperture. For part B, what passes through it. On the quiz, though, I will use the images that we've been going over on screen, and then it's just going to be identified for A and identified for B. I'm not going to ask contents of apertures on the quiz. I'll do that on the big exam.
So on the quizzes, you're not using real bones? Like you're not using this?
No. On the quiz,
Just slides?
I am using
Just slides?
projection on
Okay.
screen. All the quizzes are in virtual reality.
All right.
Okay, now, what is the hole? This pipe cleaner is in the foramen rotundum. What is the hole just inferomedial to it? See a small hole inferomedial to it?
Pterygoid canal?
Correct, the pterygoid canal. Just inferomedial to the foramen rotundum. The pipe cleaner is in the foramen rotundum. See a small opening? It's the pterygoid canal. What is this whole thing anyway?
Pterygoid.
That's the pterygoid process. So the opening in the root of the pterygoid process, you know, the very proximal end of the pterygoid process, is the pterygoid canal. Okay. So what is this one over here?
Oval, foramen oval.
Yeah, pronounce the E. Say
Valley.
foramen ovale.
Valley.
That's the foramen ovale. And then what is the little one just posterolateral to the foramen ovale?
Spinosum.
That's right, the foramen spinosum, that's correct. Now just note this. The optic canal is medial to this layout, but here on one C curve, going from anteromedial to posterolateral, you have the superior orbital fissure, the foramen rotundum, the foramen ovale, and the foramen spinosum. You see all on one C curve. So if you learn them in that order, if I ask any one of them, you can just proceed to identify all of them, and so then you'll be able to identify the one I'm asking in context.
Could you show us?
Yeah, I'm going to just keep showing this until everyone see. See, look over here. On one C curve, you have superior orbital fissure, foramen rotundum, foramen ovale, and foramen spinosum. See, all on one C curve. You see that? See, here on one C curve, right over here, you have superior orbital fissure, foramen rotundum, foramen ovale, and foramen spinosum. You see? superior orbital fissure, foramen rotundum, foramen ovale, and foramen spinosum. They all line up on one C curve. See that? Okay.